So I was just saying that I didn't want to keep you on any longer than necessary. If you had any particular questions on your programming thus far, or anything that you needed help with after looking at everything, or if you're missing something from me, then let me know. Then that's what this call is for.
No, I was just asking, am I gonna get scheduled workouts every day? Or is it gonna be every other day? Like, how does that work?
Let me just look at it because I thought I did yours.
I only had a walk for today.
Magic.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
You know how I am.
I know.
I think we all feel the same way.
Like I can feel it from everybody.
I worked the election yesterday. I haven't slept in 48 hours. It was insane. Insane. The amount of people. I bet.
Okay, so Danielle, to answer your question, yes, I have it in your, oh no, I do have it programmed out. So it's just that today it's walking. You can look out a week out
Mm-hmm.
on your calendar, but then I have it programmed out each day.
Okay. All right.
1, 2, 3. I've got you on 4 different days, and but every day I have you walking. I mean, that's just
Okay, so the days that don't have anything but walking are days that you just schedule, like just a walk.
yeah.
Okay.
Right, like I see like on my program, you added like hip opener, stairs, tread, some workouts or whatever. But I don't see them on the actual days on the actual calendar. I see the 10,000 steps. Let me go to here. Let me go to like today. Today's Wednesday, right? It has walking. I guess it has walking activity, and then it also has 10,000 steps.
So every day, everybody has the 10,000 steps. I'm just encouraging everyone to take
Okay,
steps.
okay,
And I may have done the same thing or
okay,
what I thought I did with you. So give me just a
okay.
second. Let me pull yours up.
I got you. So when you say the walking note, I would go to where it has the exercises and I would pick one of those treads.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. One is 7 minutes. Oh, one is 7 minutes and one is just 1 minute.
No. Hold on. Let me.
Okay. Oh, it says 3 sets. It says 3 sets. It's a video. No record set yet. Yeah, whatever. Let me see how long the video is. Okay, the video is 30 minutes. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because I think that what happens is, when I put in videos, it doesn't recognize how long the video actually is. So
Okay,
unless I were to list it somehow as the duration of it, it
I got
doesn't
it.
pick that up but I don't know how it arbitrarily assigns time to it,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So just so I know, so that tread that we're doing, we do include those steps in our 10,000 steps, correct? It's
Absolutely.
not separate.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. All right.
So Phoenix,
Ma'am.
I have not been able to start the program yet because I have not been able to prep. I have been eating what I've had in the fridge, which is a lot of veggies and some protein, but not exactly what's on my meal plan. I am hoping to prepare my meal plan, hopefully starting tomorrow.
Okay. So then,
Have not been to the gym because I haven't had the energy. So
sure, no, I understand that for sure. So
I
then,
went out for a little walk today during lunch.
mm-hmm.
And got some steps in there. So I'm hoping to get my steps in during lunch. Some of those steps in during lunch and at the gym once I'm back at the gym.
Okay, so then I'll say the same thing as far as like the actual programming and everything. I want to make sure you don't have any questions. So if you haven't had a chance to, then could you take a look at it really quick, just making sure that you understand what the instructions are? The food aspect of it is pretty self-explanatory, but if you need me to hang back to explain that, I can do that too. It is set up differently than before. You weren't on that call, right? I'm having a brain freeze. You weren't on our call on Sunday.
No, I was not.
All right. So, and that's when I went over the food, right? I went over the food with everybody on Sunday. Okay. So yeah, so then take a quick look at that too, like where it has the fork and the knife for your meal plan.
I did see it.
Okay, so then do you have any questions on that?
My only question, well, not even a question. My concern is I'm allergic to almonds and I have almonds on my plan. What can I substitute that with?
You're allergic to what? I'm sorry. What'd you
She
say?
said she's allergic to almonds.
Almonds.
Almonds in particular? That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You may have told me that and I forgot. You can substitute. Well, let me see what I would want to substitute for that.
And I don't like walnuts.
Oh, you took that right out of my mouth. Because people always revert to cashews, but so I'm looking for something with more fiber in it. So give me a second. Let me think on that for a second.
Okay.
Gail, your stuff is in here in the calendar. Oh, did you already?
I got it. Yep, thank
Okay.
you. I kind of knew what to buy because from our meeting on Sunday, I just didn't know what the serving sizes were. So I actually have most of the stuff in the fridge. So,
Okay, good.
yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Do we like pistachios?
Oh, I love pistachios.
Okay, we can sub that.
Okay.
Mm. You
What's-
fancy, you get pistachio.
Does that go for all of us if we decide we want to spend from that? Because it's the same amount of fat, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, you can, is this, well, is it exactly the same? It's around the same.
It's probably around the same with almonds. Yeah, it probably is.
Phoenix, for the Greek yogurt on mine. I know we discussed switching it with a plant-based one, but no plant-based one has 0 fat.
Well, which one were you?
I was looking at the foragers, like the organic unsweetened one, unflavored.
Oh, Forager, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's from cashew milk.
Right. So, then you'll have to swap because usually it's, I mean, and it's not like outrageous, right? Probably like around 7 or so grams. Forager.
Hold on, let me check. I have some in my fridge.
Is this roughly yours?
Yeah, that's mine. I just bought it today.
That's the one thing I got wrong. I didn't realize it was 0% fat. I got the 2%. So, okay, I need to change that.
The serving size is 9 grams of fat, total fat.
Then you'd have to like, I just take like half of a serving.
Half of that?
or
Yeah, the serving size is 5.3 ounces. So,
How many ounces are you supposed to have? Or yours is in cups,
Um,
isn't it?
yeah, it looks like it's in cups, 1.99.
What's your protein intake for what's your protein serving?
Protein is supposed to be 138 grams, I believe.
Per sitting.
Oh, um, you have me at 5.63. I'm assuming those are ounces.
Wait, let me just do it. What's your total? Your total for the day is 138,
138.
and you're splitting it by 4?
You
Yeah.
have me listed on the meal plan for like 5.6 or if it's salmon, 4.22 if it's chicken.
All right, so you're looking at about 34 or so grams. And then how many grams of protein is that in that serving for your forager?
3 grams.
Total for the 5 ounces?
Mm-hmm. Because
No,
it's cashew. Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me see. I have a coconut one. Hold on. Okay, yeah, the coconut one is even more calories than that, more fat than that for the organic one.
but the protein per serving is 3 grams.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can always add protein to it. It's not like that's a problem.
Well, that's what you're gonna have to do then, because we can't have you eating more of it to add more fat.
Exactly.
All right, so how many grams? Okay, so that's what you're gonna have to do. So ideally, right, you're supposed to have about 34 or so grams of protein per meal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, about 30. So then 3, I mean, that shouldn't even count. Like, so then you're gonna have to just add a scoop of your protein into your
Into the yogurt.
yeah.
Okay. Do I still have to half the size of the serving for the yogurt?
No, but what I was gonna say was then you need to take some from your fats.
Take some from my fats. Okay.
That'd probably be like half a serving of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's half a serving. Yeah, so half a serving of nuts, maybe just a tablespoon or taking out a tablespoon of oil somewhere.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because it's about
Yep.
9 grams. That's like half a serving of nuts, about half a tablespoon of oil.
Okay. All right.
I have a quick question.
Ma'am.
The for the egg whites,
Mhm.
it has 11.29 ounces. Do you know how many eggs it takes to do 11.29 ounces? Because I don't like those egg whites. I'm just curious.
It's a lot.
Probably like a whole dozen.
I mean, yeah, it could be like because you're taking out all the yolk.
Yeah.
And I want to say that that's probably about right because I want to say that I had to do that one time because I didn't actually have the carton.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was about an ounce of egg white by itself per egg.
Per egg. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna have to buckle down.
And I hate doing that because I hate wasting food. So like, but one time I had to do that and I was like, ugh, Like that's, yeah, but 11 ounces, and there's not a lot of protein in the egg whites, like by themselves like that. That's why it's so much. 11 ounces of egg whites a lot. So you don't have to do, and it's a suggestion, you don't have to do the whole, like all of it. Maybe what I've done is done half of it and then maybe put in chicken. And
Okay,
then
yeah,
additional protein, right?
right. That's a good idea. Okay, the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another protein source, chicken, sausage, something.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because those egg whites, like you're like,
Is there a chicken sausage brand that you would recommend? Because I would imagine some have like preservatives, additives, stuff.
yeah, there's one that I use and I want to double check, because what I look for, like I'd like the patties, because then if you get the sausage rolled ones, then they're usually wrapped in pork or something like that.
Yep.
You can't really, yeah, so then, and I've gone through the trouble of, it is trouble. Like, so I'll take the skin off and take the meat out of there. Anyway, but there's this other patty that I use. So let me find the name of it and then I'll send it out to you.
I mean, if you have the time, I make my own. It's actually doesn't take long. You just use the white, the turkey, ground turkey, the white ground turkey. Add, put sage in there and then any other seasons you want, mix it all up. And then just make little patties, and you can actually freeze the patties raw. I've done them like that if you have the time.
Oh, I like that idea. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Phoenix, for
Yeah.
also sharing the name.
Yeah, Danielle was actually talking about doing her own sausage too. We got chefs in here.
I keep it simple. I make a little turkey burger, tiny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've done that too.
I think one time you gave me a recipe for one, Phoenix. So that's why I know how to do it.
Yeah. And I've gotten super lazy. So if I can't just throw it in the oven, I don't feel like it. I'm like, what? You want me to bring out a spice rack? No, thank you.
I use the basics.
Right. And then like, who was I telling? I don't remember who I was having the phone conversation with. Maybe it was Gail, but I was talking about the whole blood type diet. And then one of the things that it says for my blood type that I'm not supposed to have is pepper. I'm like, well, I'm done. Like I can't. What does that even mean?
You had that conversation with me.
What?
You had that conversation.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I was like, I had to have had that conversation with one of you all. Pepper. I mean, I might as well just like go and like hunt my food and just bring it in. And what else is there? Anyway, okay. I
do have a quick question.
Yes.
So our meal, and this is probably, so our meal, so let's just say if I wanted to do Fridays, everything for Friday on Thursday, I can do that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that like you didn't have, it looks like it's on, I guess it all equals our macros, wherever how much we're supposed to eat per day. And I wasn't sure if it was based on the exercises that we were supposed to do on that day. That was the other thing I wasn't sure about.
No, so and this I can go over again because Issa needs this anyway, or I just want to make sure that you understand the like when to do what, because I have a pre and I have a post workout on there, right?
Right.
And what I was telling everybody was that pre and that post is really more for, because I have your meal split out into 4. So then if you were to do 3 meals and a pre and a post, that's 5. That pre and that post is just an indicator of when you work out. Do you do morning workouts or do you do evening workouts? Because that evening workout then you'll utilize the post workout meal. But the morning workout, if you work out in the morning, then you're going to use a pre-workout meal. But it doesn't have to be, and this is what I was telling you, Gail, right? Like you were talking about when you work out in the morning, you work out on an empty stomach, right?
Mhm.
You can do that and then use what is listed as the pre-workout meal as your post.
As your post, right?
So the pre and the post are indicators of time of day. But you're
Okay.
only going to do one or the other, so you're not doing both. And it seems I don't know if I listed it. Oh, well, no, actually, when I put in the spreadsheet, right, I put workout morning and workout evening.
You did.
You
Okay,
did.
so then, yeah, so then you just choose whichever, and then plus it gives you some flexibility. So then like if you have to work out early one day and you don't usually, then you'll do that food according to how, and then the other 3 meals are just spread out throughout the day. And those 2 snacks are snacks. Everything else applies. So yeah, so then everything is interchangeable, Gail, just as long
Okay.
as, and you're already basing it on your workout. So it doesn't, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, okay, yep,
Okay.
yep, I got it.
That's- All right, does anyone else have any other questions? Jennifer, I know that you're, so like, did you have any other questions aside from this is really just a temperature check kind of thing, making sure everybody is good and that we're going into the first week for sure, understanding what they're doing.
Yeah, so I do have a question. I have 2 questions. Well, 1 question and 1 statement. For my TB circuits, is that count like lift? Should I follow the same protocol in terms of meals for the days I'm doing the TB circuits, or is that not considered a lift day?
I'm going to say that that is considered a lift day.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, so I can I work out in the evenings. I'm about to go work out after we're wrap here. Actually, need to drop off a little earlier too. So I can eat when I'm done. I can eat the evening lift meal.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, and then the other statement is I was supposed to go grocery shopping today. It's not a great day for a lot of things. I think you all mentioned that at the beginning of the call. It's been a very heavy day. So I also am not prepped food wise. I'm trying to make good choices in the interim. Salads and protein and veggies. But in terms of like exactly what you have on the list, I'm trying to get to the grocery store, but I have prioritized my workout today versus going to the grocery store.
Okay.
So definitely, I can definitely start Monday. I'm not sure about like if I'll be able to catch up tomorrow and Friday with what's on the list.
Okay, no worries. And anytime that you're doing any, and I know that Gail had asked too, like on the first call, if it was required to log, and it's not. But I highly encourage it. If you were doing it before, especially if it works for you, then continue to do that. I think that it helps with having an additional accountability for some people. For some people, it's just overwhelming to have to do it. I get it. And that's why what it is that I supplied to you guys as far as your food is so specific. So then if you're following it, then I don't have to ask you, like, what is it that you're eating? Or like, what did you do this day that was different, you know? But if you do something that veers off of that list, then you need to note that. Because then when we talk every week, and if I'm hearing, I'm not seeing any changes, or I don't have this energy or this and that, I need to have something to go back to and say, okay, well then let's look at what it is that you were doing today or that day, or what was going on for you. And then we can figure that out. But if I don't have anything to go back to, we can't figure out what patterns we need to just change up. Okay, so it's about the consistency and it's about being in a schedule.
Is today a good ice cream day? Because I think we deserve it.
This is where I have to, that depends. Do we want to utilize this day as a day of learning as far as what we need to do when there's life situations that are lifing?
Are they? I mean, my daughter practically woke up crying this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She experienced her first election and she didn't sleep all night.
I mean, and yeah, I can't even express to you guys. This is gonna be my only thing that I'm gonna say about it, because I've already been like, I get, I have like physical sort of reactions to stress. Like my body does certain things when, and I had an episode yesterday before they even announced anything, or it's just trying to watch, like I had to turn it off, you know, and the reason why I even went into, I had to go back into therapy for myself personally, had to do with his first term. I can't. And I am a therapist, and I had one person break down this morning during a session, and it was a man. So I don't get it. Like, I don't get it at all. But yeah, it's a good ice cream day. But don't, I'm not encouraging it. I'm not, because then what I'm saying is that when these things happen, that it's okay to do those things and it's not. Because then we wake up feeling bad again. But understand that this, like if you need support in that space, that and I feel like, like the reason why we established a lot of our meetings before was during the pandemic, and people were really stressed about all of these different things, and this was a space to be able to talk and to be able to cry and to be able to, if you ever need to do those things, you can do that here. So just know that.
Thank you.
So yeah. What was with the garlic? I'm so confused.
You mentioned the blood type diet and how you
Oh.
would like pepper. I won't stop eating garlic. I'm not gonna do it. Sorry.
Yeah, I love garlic too. I'm not supposed to do garlic because I'm on a blood thinner. And it's a natural blood thinner. Garlic is.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Question.
Yes.
What if you want to make a healthy treat choice, like Halo Top or any of those? Is that like, would that fit into, would that be a good compromise, or in general, should we not like avoid Halo Top or any of those other products?
I think normally it's a good compromise. So what I'm saying is, like, if we're talking about like lifestyle changes, I think that that's a good compromise. I like Halo. But I think I like Halo because it's not dairy. I mean, it's non-dairy, but it's not even like coconut based, right? Isn't it? Like, I think it's water based or something, right?
Sure.
Issa's nodding.
Yeah, it's like an icy consistency.
Okay, so yeah. So what I always also suggest is making sure that when we do reach out for those things that say and think, oh, well, this is healthier, like especially those non-dairy ones, you got to be really careful with those. They add so much sugar to that stuff that they're almost like worse than regular ice cream.
Yep.
Right? Just with a different, yeah. So then your stomach doesn't hurt, but you're adding plenty of sugar to your diet. So just be careful with those. But Halo is good because it's not, it doesn't have like, it's not a coconut milk based one. So like whatever it uses for its base doesn't even have fat in it.
So you know what I use to create like an ice cream illusion, because I love ice cream. I'll have like Greek yogurt with frozen fruits in it.
That's a good suggestion.
I don't like ice cream, so my cheat is fruit.
Yeah.
Just bought I went to Whole Foods today to buy the stuff for the meal plan, and I couldn't resist it, a papaya.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it sit to ripe. But I was like, I can have this, right?
Papayas are good for digestion,
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
digestive issues, FYI. I'm all about anything natural that helps with those types of things. So I could probably tell you what anything is good for. Anything else? Any other questions? Workout related, food related? Anybody have nuggets they want to drop of wisdom?
Oh,
Let-
Phoenix, I wanted to say one thing. I didn't realize how how little protein I was eating
Mm-hmm.
until I started doing the tracking in my I had worked with a nutritionist before, just to like balance out my diet because I have digestive issues, right? So, we just got to a place where what my body was accepting, right? Food wise, and trying to make it balanced, like adding protein to like my shakes to make it like so it's like an actual meal or whatever. And I realized that when there are times when I just didn't want to like I was eating so much carbs. I didn't realize it. Like I didn't realize that I had so little protein, and so like the tracking is really eye-opening for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. I'm glad that you brought that up because as we get older, that protein source becomes even more relevant in our diet. So we have to make sure that that is the dominant source of, or the dominant protein source, the dominant macro between the three of them. A lot of times what we're doing is we're saying, oh, well, I eat really healthy, but then your macros are not balanced. And we're typically over on carbs. It's easy to do carbs.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to do carbs and fats too. Like it's easy for you to go over on fats, even though that number is not big. Your fats is a very dense nutrient.
Yep.
So you have and you see that in the servings. You have 14 nuts and you're good for like a third of your fat intake for the day. So then it's making sure then that whatever it is that you're using for snacks and that sort of thing, nuts are so easy. So it's always so easy to go over on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to put, they make them in packages and stuff like that. So that's why when I see different things, as far as like I was sending on the last challenge, like I saw a little container of it was in the airport. We were joking about how much it was, but a little container, right, of like grilled chicken. Like you don't find protein snacks unless it's like a jerky, and then you're on your salt intake for the day. So you have to be careful with those. Or like gluten, if you're watching gluten, you're making sure that you don't use those types of things because those are going to have a lot of gluten and soy sauce and all that stuff. So but yeah, so making sure you should be averaging, when you think about your weight, you should be averaging about a gram of protein. This is a suggested recommended value, a gram of protein per body weight. You weigh 150 pounds, you should be getting in about 150 grams of protein. And that's a lot. You split that out between 4 or 5 meals.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
And so it doesn't always have to be, because people are like, I'm tired of eating all this meat, or I don't want to eat that much meat. It doesn't have to be meat. We can, discuss other options for getting in that protein number somehow, but that number needs to be high.
I tried doing the extra shake and I'm like, I'm so full. So yeah, it's tough, but I mean, I guess this is the start.
Yeah, and trust me, you'll get accustomed to that, to where ideally what I'm wanting is that we get further into the programming. And if you really push yourself during your workouts, you should be saying, I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm programming all of you for right now, you are all at a deficit. You're all at a caloric deficit. So then you should get to the point to where this is not enough. My AI note taker is on crack, I swear.
I think for me, I have a love-hate relationship with protein because I mean I'm gonna date myself here. We're going back to the Jane Fonda days and the Jamie Curtis days, where if you ate too much meat, then meat is what puts weight on you,
Right.
And then as time evolved, and then I find myself having that mindset, and I have a love-hate relationship with chicken, especially. I mean, at one point I had just stopped eating meat. It was something that happened in my life, and for a whole year I just stopped, and I just lost the taste for it. But I think it's for women, we are we don't eat a lot of meat because of that, because it's been told to us that meat makes you fat, possibly, you know, and we just don't eat enough. And we're not told, at least I was never told that you needed meat. You know, my mother always said, you know, drink your milk, you know, eat your potatoes, you know, and that kind of stuff, you know, but it was never like a whole lot of meat, you know, to eat. I mean, you got one piece of chicken a day, and you know, if even if you got something, you didn't get meat for breakfast, you know. So for me, I was kind of raised that way, where you don't, women technically don't need a lot of meat, but as you get older, as Phoenix said, you do, because you start to lose muscle, and you know, so that's, I still struggle with that, with meat, for that reason. So
Yep.
yeah.
Thank you for that. And I encourage you all too. Like I try to put out as much information as I can on these different things, but you will see that across the board. Like there are a lot of different methodologies, especially as it pertains to how we should be exercising, that may be different, because some people are like, oh, well, we should be doing less as far as exercise is concerned. So then a lot of what it is that we were kind of programmed to prior to that was that the more exercise you do, the more weight you lose. And when we were younger, that worked. As you're getting older though, then our hormone levels are different, and it changes how our body composition is differently. It's so then what the whole less is more works better for us as we get older. So the more lifting that you do, like, and this is what I'll say too, like if you have to choose between, I can't get this workout in, and it's a cardio versus a strength training workout, strength training always takes precedence, always. You can always walk somewhere. You can always, there's always ways to kind of get in more cardio and get in more movement, which is more of what we need than walking, or like then running. I won't ever have you running. I may have you sprinting, and that's different, right? Because then that's a HIIT workout, and then that's also different as far as like how that works with people. So with everyone that, and then we have other things to worry about, right? Cartilage damage or knee problems, or our hips all out of whack. So maybe you can't run, but you don't have to, you know. There are different things that we can do in that regard. But the protein thing, that's what I was trying to get at. The protein thing is across the board consistently something that it says in any programming as we get older. Women need more protein, don't have to do as much cardio, don't have to be in the gym as long. It should be all good things. It's just hard to get out of those habits because we're so used to doing that, and we think that that's what works. But we end up increasing our cortisol levels, or like stressing ourselves out, and then making our hormones will be all out of whack. Not that they aren't already, right? We're already dealing with all that as it is. So, but anytime too, like I know that ECU had mentioned that on our when we were in the 8-week program, as far as like different things that come up for different people. I'm always interested to hear that, because with the hormone changes and like I get everybody's conversations mixed up, because we're saying a lot of the same things as far as those symptoms and what coming up for everybody. Not being able to sleep, of course, is like that primary, and then the hot flashes and stuff, but then like little things like the itching, and like other people had mentioned, like you are not alone with that. And I thought that you think that some of these things are just like, I don't know. And then when someone else brings it up, you're like, oh, really? Like that's something that you actually go through? I didn't know that that was a thing. So we all have a lot of different things. So the more that we know what that list looks like, the easier it is to manage. And you don't just think that you're just, I don't know, dirty because you're itchy. I'm just trying to make light of it. Anyone else have anything?
Yeah, I can share that. I thank you for sharing about like between the two types of workouts, what we should prioritize in your opinion. One thing that I mentioned to you during our initial conversation last week is I found these videos on YouTube that have been really, I like them. When I get up in the morning, I do like 10-minute walking workout through YouTube, and it just like gets the blood flowing. It gives you a couple extra steps. I think it's like another 1,000 steps. So if you want to like add to your step count and you don't you know, your day doesn't put you in a position to be like walking, those exercises are kind of pretty beneficial in my opinion.
Okay. Did you share those with me?
I didn't share
panel?
no, I didn't, but I can.
Oh,
can
and
put
just
it in-
whatever, yeah, then, or share it with the group even.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'm actually gonna drop off to go work out. So everyone have a good evening and see you at the next call.
Okay, thank
Take
you.
care. Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And now I'm just chatting. Anyone else have anything else? I won't hold you if you have something to do. I don't have anything for 15 minutes.
No, I think I'm good. Have
Yep.
a good night, ladies.
Okay. All right, you too, everybody. Good night.
I'm good as well.
Okay, great. Thank you all. You all have a good night.
Good night. Thank you for your
Night.
night, ladies.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.